Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness. It's the middle of the afternoon and we're doing an unboxing here of the Battle of Baton Rouge game. This is from the Historical Game Company. As you can see here, set in 1779. Okay, let me get the shrink off here, and as usual I've done a little pre-slitting of that shrink wrap to get my fingers in there. Easier to tear apart. Alright, so now we can look at the back of the box with a little less glare. I see we're still getting some glare, but let's see what we got here. Alright, zoom out. Alright, well, I'm going to have to hold the camera up here. So yes, 1779. This is in the West Florida Territory. Spain has entered the war during the American Revolutionary War against the British. Yes. They captured Fort Blue, some other small posts. Bernardo de Galvez has arrived at Baton Rouge, where the British have constructed a large redoubt. The Spanish army is large, but contains untrained troops, and many are sick from the heat. The Spanish need a glorious victory and think Galvez is their man. The British are prepared to vigorously defend the fort. There we go. So, the components. 48 counters, rulebook, game cards, 11-sided game map, and 6-sided die. All right, let's take a look inside, see how that all looks. Well, there's a nice picture. Fort, the big redoubt here, Mississippi River. Okay. All right, we've got your pretty standard expected, very thick counters from Blue Panther, which is the printer. So again, this is the Historical Game Company, is the publisher. It's printed by Blue Panther Games. All right. So we've got, looks like Louisiana militia. We've got French, for L, the L. I'm not sure what the L might say. French levies or something, I don't know. The Brits. Not sure. WAL. We'll find out. Die. Cards. Battle cards. A rule book. Let me check the map. Yes, this is one of the good old canvas maps that have come to love in the Historical Game Company's stuff. Not all their games have them, but it is a pleasure when we find those. It's a nice little addition. All right. We have various, well, you can see that. Then they contrast the blue ink and the white. Those look like entry hexes. Looks like a supply, tracing supply off the road. An entry hex here. Battery mound, the British redoubt, various fortification lines, the cypress woods, these trees here. All right. So let's see. All right, so again, this is a publisher that knows how to do it right. A terrain effects chart that includes a picture of the terrain, the description, the movement effect, and the combat effect. Don't split those up, people. I just don't know why. Some publishers do that, end up having separate effects from movement and the key, etc. Just all in one. Thank you very much. All right. Here's abbreviations. Wall deck, third wall deck. Whatever that means. That must be the name of a particular leader Or, I don't know, is the Waldeck's mercenaries or something working for the British? I know like they had Hessian troops and things like that. You probably can't see that very well from that distance. Can you? Let me zoom back in. There we go. Pickets of Havana. So, Tiers ou Chasseurs, Bordeaux, light artillery. So the FRL, they do not explain that abbreviation on here. I mean, FR is obviously for French, but what's the L part stand for? Do not know. All right, let's do not know yet. Draw cards, movement phase, defensive fire, combat phase, rally disorder phase. It's pretty standard, the Historical Game Company style cards with how many you can move, how many you can attack with, special adjustments. So that makes it easy to go from one game to the other. Many of these games are roughly the same period. Like they have 3 games set in 1780, different fort attacks. Here's one in 1779. So it's always nice when you can leverage the investment you've made in learning a system. And as long as the different battles have interesting enough situations, you don't get bored. You have something new battle, new forces involved, different situation. Well, I am not seeing what the FRL, the L part of the French, stands for. Now, I did not read every single word of the text I was there, but FRL, GR, PHGR. I'm looking for clues. I'm looking for clues. Nope. Go back to that glossary. GR, Grenadiers. So PH, going to PH, Pickets of Havana. So interesting. I assume those would be some kind of Pickets of Havana. Well, either Pickets as a person, or they're talking about like skirmishers. DC, Distinguished Carabiners of New Orleans. Late RT. Pardo. I just do not have a clue what the TRL stands for. Now there is LA for Louisiana, and we see those in the Louisiana militia. Louisiana militia. TOC. That was the Tireur aux Chasseurs. Don't know. Might be a clue in the scenario setup. Describe who sets up where to what purpose. Game setup. Will be a clue here, good friends. Jason British readout. Face up, enter the game map. Any of the entry points. The Spanish player may decide which units enter at which points, but all Spanish units must enter. All right, so this is problematic so far because these, well, if we look at the back, all of the dark blue and the light blue have the same flag symbol on the back. All right? So they're all on the same side. Now, however, these guys down here, different symbol. Are those like mercenaries fighting for the British? Now, they're down there on the bottom half. I'm going to assume that. But if they don't mention in here what the Waldeck, let's see, Spanish player. Yep, always I'm going to have a question for the publisher, and then go to Board Game Geek and post that. How did the Waldeck set up? Are they British forces? I'm assuming they are, but it doesn't say that. We got some Indian forces here. It's infantry. Those are actually, well, by this flag, those are on the British side. What about this American unit? Well, obviously, they're against the the British. So they would be on the side of the Spanish. Who is that? What does it say? Pollock? AM. I assume that's American militia. AM. American. Humas, it's Indian tribe. What is that? ATT. Atacapas. All right. But it'd be nice if it had mentioned the third Waldeck specifically and tell us that those are on the British side or not. All right. Well, folks, that's a conundrum to be solved at a later date. Maybe in the background and design notes it'll tell me. But so this is another game from, I don't think you want to crease these maps, but if you keep them relatively flat, but you can sort of roll it over, I'm going to roll it the opposite direction that it had been rolled in the box. But that'll stay flattish, and that'll help it lie flat when I actually start playing it. So there's back together. Battle of Baton Rouge, 1779. The Spanish, along with Louisiana militia, along with one American unit, fighting the British, and I guess they're fighting the Waldecks. We will see. Battle of Baton Rouge. Okay, so that's it, folks. You folks out there, take care and ciao.